e4. Maybe I'll play a con Sicilian. No, I won't. So this is a kind of English opening. And I guess we'll both do a Botvinnik setup here. Or not. It's kind of slow in this situation to do a Botvinnik setup. I have to fianchetto, bring the knight out here. Oh, we can start with this move. Okay. Yeah, looks like we're getting to it. Getting to the Botvinnik setup. So do I want to stop him from pushing that pawn forward? It will give him another square for his knight to go to. But I think it's a useful device. Okay, we get castled. We play the pawn here. And then we can put the bishop here. Yeah, the king, the knight. The knight can very well go there. It's hitting this square, and this square, which are all covered by the queen. So I'm going to just leave that knight there. You know, the other thing it's hitting is this square. So, but I'll probably put a knight there. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that now. See how he reacts. That way. Okay. So, take this way. Should have thought that. Should have figured the answer out before I played the move. Yeah, I think I played this way so that I can play the move F5 here as a pawn lever. So let's lift the queen up, unpin so the knight is effective in defending here. Going to make since it's got a knight over here, I'm going to and it's kind of stuck. Has nowhere to go. I'm going to try and make the center of the action this side of the board where he has no piece. Yes, exactly. Push those pawns. Yeah, he created a Botvinnik setup, but he never put a piece on the key square. Knight or bishop or pawn. Hey, my first instinct is to go with the knight there because of the fork. Nice fork there. And I'm hitting his bishop too. So probably he has to play bishop f2. He does. So what now? I could play. Guess that doesn't really work. I was wondering if I could push my pawn from e5 to e4. I don't think putting my knight there right away is any good. Yeah, it's double rooks over here. There's some kind of tactical idea here. Since I move my knight with tempo against his queen, but he can take the bishop because it hits my queen. So knight here, bishop takes bishop, knight takes queen, bishop takes queen. And what, knight takes bishop? I mean, it comes out about even, I guess. Maybe not. His bishop goes here and skewers my rook. He comes out ahead. So I can move the knight, but I can't move it here unless I want to just give it up. So I'm going to drive that bishop away or trade it off. He went for the trade. Now this pawn is hanging. Where can the... Oh, I see. The knight can finally hop into the key square here. Or go back. Okay. I thought this was just good for me. Yeah, let's go ahead and take the pawn. Yeah, so I'd like to activate my knight. How do I do that? Or do I have to worry about my rook? Not so much. He could put his bishop here. I can still put my knight here, huh? Covers these squares where the bishop might attack my rook. Ah, he was looking at a pawn over on that side of the board. Okay. Aren't you getting distracted? I guess I don't really win material here. I was thinking this was winning. All it is a check. Oh, got queen and bishop versus queen and knight. And I won a pawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. He can win a pawn back. He very reasonably brought his king in. So the knight is going to take here. If I go here, or the queen is going to take here. That terrible knight has finally come into his own. Okay, I'm opening up a diagonal for my bishop. And let's keep taking stuff. Yeah, I was thinking knight takes pawn, defends this pawn. I'm going to get my bishop here with check, or maybe my queen. Okay, we can do the check first. So, queen here threatens mate. And also allows him to take here. Queen here threatens the knight, but he can take the bishop. And taking the bishop defends against the mate. Lesser of two evils. Aha. That I didn't think was so good, but let's see. Okay. So he really doesn't care about his back rank. No, he does care about his back rank. Okay, make up your mind, dude. Had to go quickly there. I lost on time. Yeah, I mean, there's a mate threat. He's got to come back. I don't know. This might be a draw with correct play. Anyway, let's see if we can get a rapid game. Here we go. Let's go back to e4. Igor plays a Sicilian. Igor AI. I don't know if I should be playing someone with AI in their name. But we have an open Sicilian. Plays the rare knight c6. So knight c6 allows the Maroczy bind. I will play it. And I guess I just keep developing, right? This would have, in a different move order, it would have allowed the Scheveningen attack. The Keres attack against the Scheveningen. That's his pawn structure here he's got. It's called the Scheveningen. But since I started playing a Maroczy bind here, I wasn't sure that would fit in the same system. Okay, so I'm going to get castled. And then figure out how to go from there. And maybe Igor will take a moment to think too. We've got plenty of time, both of us still have 10 minutes on our clock. A lot of times I'll play a move like a6 to prevent me from putting a knight here and ganging up on this pawn. I'm not in a hurry to do that, though. I'm going to get castled, and then I'm going to line up the rooks where I want them before I start making further moves. The Maroczy bind is kind of a slow system, so you got to just take it easy and build on your positional advantages. Oh, look at that, he did it. Yeah, so he can drop his knight in here, he can trade, but I think it's time for me to castle. A lot of times there's a fianchetto here, like in the dragon, the accelerated dragon versus the Maroczy bind. He's got a fianchetto bishop. The way it is now, there's not much pressure on this knight. But I still think the idea for me would be to bring things into the center. So where does that knight want to go? That's the question. It could go to this square or this square. I think I'll put it here with the idea of bringing it around like so. Drop the bishop back. Push this pawn forward. That would give me a nice setup here. Bring a rook. Bring a rook here. So I do have a lot of moves I can play, which is useful. Let's go ahead and defend that now. It's not under attack just yet, but there's no pressure on this diagonal once again, so it's no problem. Another idea would be to put the knight here and the bishop here, just to annoy his queen. But I don't know if that really does much. So, yeah, my plan is erase those lines. My plan is queen up, rook over, bishop back, knight here to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 moves. And this is just what the Maroczy bind is about. Black has space and time. And, I mean, white. White has space and time, and black has to find a plan. I like that queen there. Let's start with putting the rook opposite the queen. A lot of times the knight will jump in here with the tempo on the queen. Okay. And move the bishop back so I can put a knight here. Looks like he's going to liberate himself by pushing that pawn forward, but doesn't that result in a problem? He pushes and I take. When the knight moves, my knight is hanging. And his bishop is hanging. So we moved the knight first. But it's not actually hitting anything. And now the two knights have control of that square, and his knight is to the side there. I didn't finish my setup. I still have a queen here and rook over. But he started doing something, so I had to respond. See, knight here, he can't take it. Because if he takes, I'll take back. Well, he can't take with the knight. I should put it that way, because I'll take back and it'll be a double attack on the queen and on the bishop. But he can take with the bishop. I'll still take back, and then the queen will move. And I'll go after his knight here, which will be a bit trapped out on the edge. So the knight goes back right away. Okay, so I could play knight here now. Still can't take with the knight, because when I take back it's a fork. Can't take with the bishop, because when I take back it's an attack on that pinned knight. Yeah, let's go ahead and put it there. So he's got to move the queen. Guess he wasn't listening to me. That's a very typical tactic in the Maroczy bind. I guess he wasn't using his AI after all. AIs don't fall for that kind of stuff. If we back up, leaving the knight there was a bit of a problem. I get my knight out of the way, I could put the bishop there. Oh, but he's got to just move his queen. That's the thing. He's just got to move the queen in that previous position. Well, I'm not sure what he's thinking about. It's he should either unpin or resign. He decides to unpin, yeah. That's good. You know, if my queen had been on this square, he might have been able to escape with that move. So maybe it's good that I played that when I did. Okay, so here I can grab this pawn, which would allow me to put a knight here, and he can take this pawn. Yeah, now here I have some choices. Rook here is possible because of the bishop. There's also queen here, offering a trade, which he will probably decline. But where is his queen going after that? To decline the trade, it goes here. If I take the pawn, where is the queen going? I take here. Queen has to run out to this square. And I could play knight here. Looks like Looks like I will get some mileage out of this. So knight here, queen goes there. I guess that's okay. Then bishop here, skewering the queen. I guess he goes here. Then that's a trade. I guess I will trade. And now what? Get my pieces off the back rank, huh? Yeah, he's attacking the bishop and then the pawn. So I was sort of expecting that. I thought here would be good, though, anyway. Yeah, he's going to get a passed pawn here, huh? So take with the knight or the rook. Take with the rook, because then I'm hitting this pawn. Okay, so I have a light squared bishop, and he doesn't, and my pieces are reasonably placed, I think. The knight's defended. I mean, they're not in ideal places, but his knight doesn't have squares to go to either. So we start by doubling rooks. This knight is well defended here. Even though it's not on an outpost, it is defended. And yeah, and that was a mate threat, so he responded to that. Okay, let's see if we can get the knight somewhere useful. Maybe here to here. Maybe bishop here, coordinating with the knight on that square. Okay, so he moved his knight. He can come in here or here. He can drop his rook back. Oh no, he can't. My knight's guarding that. Okay, so he goes for the counterattack. Let's pick up that knight. And he resigned. Okay, good game. Well, I think that's it for this session. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Bye now.